I've been sitting there listening, and you asked a legit question. He said that's his opinion. You in charge of this meeting, and you asked a question about the three people, and all they had to say yes or no, and I don't see no problem in that. You're legally right.
That's your opinion.
No.
And he's an attorney.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I let you speak. Let him speak.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like it was stated, you asked the question, and they should have, you asked them about the three people, and all they had to say was nay or yay. And so you in charge of this meeting, and to me it's like some kind of conspiracy against the mayor, and I have a problem with that because you in charge of the meeting, and in this meeting you more or less I have a problem with it. They try to override you. And our legal counsel said, and he said it kind of beautifully. He said, "This is my opinion." He didn't say, "Well, this written in stone." That's all I'm saying. And how the three people? And let me go on and watch. Let me go on and watch New Orleans. I don't miss my other show, and no problem with that. And you said, well, table that you needed some more data, which I thought was legit. About the other person, you can hire him, but all you asked for, I need more data, and I can't see a problem in that. What I see here is some kind of conspiracy against the map. Now I have a problem with that.
Mr. Mayor, if I could just say, I just wanted to say that I'm so pleased tonight and proud tonight that we've been able to retain jobs, also to create new jobs through our revolving loan fund. And I would just like to say that I think that this is a definite move forward to help improve our city.
That's what it's set up to be.
Exactly, and I feel so good tonight to be able to say that in all, this is going to be upwards of 200 jobs that will be available for citizens in our community. And I think that this is, for me, a great opportunity to say that this is what I got in the seat to do to help empower families, employment, and to also empower the city with growth. So I think that tonight we should all leave knowing that we've done what we committed to do.
Thank you.
And I think this closing will have to take place in the next day or two. Is that correct, Gerald?
Yes, sir. The Georgia Bob loan documents were emailed Friday, and I hope they'll be back to me tomorrow. And then once they're reviewed, they'll need to be shipped copies up to DCI, I guess, or Miss Kimberly. And once they're approved, then the money will be paid out. So, yes, sir. With this needs Electech and Georgia Bottle both are critical that we get out and done quick. So,
Next item is Quitman Housing Authority attached to the certificate of appointment from Mr. Willie Golden to serve as resident commissioner for the Quitman Housing Authority.
That was, we've already done that. I brought into this, I think there was some confusion.
Yeah, Ms. Hudson said you requested to be back on here.
But I know I gave it to Mrs. Leslie Lacey, but I don't think she was at the meeting. And I tried to tell her all I needed to do was sign it, but I guess she she didn't know, she wasn't at the meeting, so I thought she was gonna review the record so we could go sign it, cause I was ready to sign. That's okay, it's
You
no
brought
problem.
it to me stating that you requested for this to be on the, in the,
Well, that's no
agenda.
problem,
And I
just
said,
miscommunication.
we just.
Yeah, we approved it already. She wasn't here, I tried to tell her, but I guess I didn't do a good job. Okay. Okay.
Our next item number is cable TV. Your sub-counts are there. This is one of those budget items that we really are at a loss to move forward on. I have some recommendations that we would need to implement immediately to stop some of that leakage of money from the cable system. One that I would like to see if y'all can move ahead with tonight would be a $25 installation fee on cable, and then prorating the bills from the time of the service immediately. And then I'll have numbers as far as rate or how we want to look at cable, if we're gonna get out of the cable business or if we're gonna stay in it. Irregardless, we would need to enact those two to try to stop some of that loss there immediately.
Is there a motion?
I'm making a formal motion, we do the service charge of $25. And go proactive,
Prorate.
prorated right.
And that will help, and, I'm sorry. And I have some other, budget figures I'll give you all that when we discuss budget. Item number 15 is Employee of the Month, and that's Mr. Ricky Parker with the wastewater treatment department.
I make a
Oh,
formal
I'm
motion.
sorry, I apologize.
Is there a second?
Second.
Any questions? All in favor, raise your hand. It's unanimous.
I apologize. Mr. Ricky Parker is the June 2015 Employee of the Month. Item number 16 is the Garden Club of Georgia's grant. This grant was awarded to the Garden Club back in 2012. There was no action taken on it for several years. My concern, I have contacted the Garden Club, they've given us an extension. They are very eager to get this money dispersed. My problem is, as y'all are aware, the Georgia Department of Transportation is doing improvements in our medians here in the next, who knows, couple of months. I would recommend we return this grant money to the Garden Clubs of Georgia. I would hate to go down there, put all this landscaping in, and then new traffic signals and posts be installed and ruin that landscaping. Their grant for us was $3,000. I think that under the circumstances, if we look at doing this after their construction is done, the city could always look at budgeting that money. We do want to improve the conditions of our medians through town, but I think it would be, especially with us having arguments with DOT about installing irrigation also. So my recommendation would be that we return this money and then budget it in the budget to make these improvements in the future.
Yes. I agree. Is there a motion? Well, there's a little bit more information. Remember we discussed this and something about the way the grant was written up, the information, it was old information.
There were some differences between how it was submitted and designed compared to what could actually be done. I did get them to extend it, but to be very honest with you, I've not had the time to look at redoing those plans. The other thing is, I think it would be improper that we put all this nice landscaping down there and then not be able to water it and maintain it. So again, I think that we're not losing the project. I think that this kind of money certainly would be something I feel that the board would want to move forward with in kind from the city and also from the existing funds. So it would not stop the project. But the problem is DOT is not going to tell me they're going to be in this week or a month from now. And that's really where the rub lies.
Is there a motion?
I'm making a formal motion, we send the money back then, and if we have to. And just wait, because DOT's gonna do it.
Yes, sir. And maybe with the understanding that we do look at funding this project in the future.
You added that to it too? You wanted it in the future, okay. All right, is there a second? Second. Questions? All in favor, raise your hands.
And I don't know, oh, I'm sorry.
Did you get that? It was Mr. Blankenstein and Mr. Walker. Well, that is, the vote, it didn't pass.
No, it didn't, it's not tied, so I guess you're not supposed to vote, no.
Right.
So it fails.
Yes, it failed.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Bauer abstained?
Well, no, I didn't see her raise her hand, I didn't see her hand over here at all.
I didn't vote at all.
She didn't vote, did you vote, Mrs.?
I didn't vote at all.
Okay, well, that's, it wasn't one of, so those counted as abstaining?
Yeah.
Okay, there's 2 abstains and 2 for, so it didn't pass.
My question would be, they're gonna be requesting their money back, because we can't comply with the timeline, what do I need to do?
Because from what I understand, I'm just trying to expound on this. If we don't complete this job by the time limit that they've been given, then we would be cutting them a check in $3,000 no matter what. Either we send the money back in the form of their check uncashed, or we will be writing the check, because this is the state we're talking about?
It's through several different garden clubs of Georgia, but this was supposed to have been done years ago.
Yes, and we can't complete it in the time.
That's right,
allocated.
and even with the extension, I think it ends in the next day or 2. And we tried everything we could do to get some type of formal information from DOT.
Yes.
It's not their fault, their money is just like everybody else's. But again, it's just not been something I've been able to devote enough time to move forward on.
Yes, they voted, so I guess we'll see what's gonna happen. I do have a correction. I was looking at the item numbers on your.
Yes,
Yeah.
I was fixing to say.
Okay, yeah, it's 215s. So it's actually 15 is the cable TV, 16 is employee of the month, and 17 is the garden club grant that we are not gonna go into some back. Now back to the item number 2. Is there a motion to approve?
Mr. Mayor, before y'all go into executive session, what is happening with these, with the employees?
No, that's what
Is
we're
that
about
what
to
we're
do.
going back to?
Yes, ma'am, item number
Okay,
2.
because as a concerned citizen, I don't want to leave thinking that
Yes, ma'am.
we have firefighters that don't know whether they're supposed to go to work
That's
or not.
what I'm about to do. Is there a motion to ratify Ms. Brunhilde Hudson as city clerk, Mr. Benjamin Case Wainwright as a firefighter, and number 3, Mr. Trevor C. Kellogg Yocum as a firefighter? Is there a motion?
Joe, will you please advise that this, item has already been voted on, and verify that as the city attorney, that there is no illegalities going on. This was a legal motion, second and vote, and they are ratified, and I am.
Not called on by the chairperson.
It's true.
Mr. Mayor, this is one of the scenarios that I discussed today with GMA and a couple other city attorneys anticipating something like this would come up. And, the motion was put on the floor, and it was a second, even though you did state that, I believe it was Ms. G.B.R. was out of order. And they proceeded to cast a vote, whether it was recognized by you or not. So I think that it's, in my opinion, it would probably stand up in court. It's certainly not the preferred way that we should do business, I don't think. But, to do otherwise than what you would be doing is exercising a veto over any of the council's business, and our charter and code do not provide that you have the authority or the power to do a veto. So I think if this got in front of a Superior Court judge, in all likelihood, he would approve it. Now, again, this particular issue, to my knowledge and the knowledge of GMA and some other people that have been longtime city attorneys, has never been brought before a ruled by a court. So I'm giving you my opinion, and that is the opinion, I think that was the opinion of Mr. Patel decision.
So if you all don't want to vote on this,
Gerald,
As I stated.
at this point, Gerald, is this, because okay. Robert's Rules of Order calls for, there is a remedy when the chair refuses to call the vote. Now, we need a definitive answer tonight. And I know definitively that we are practicing the correct manner by which to do this. You need to say, or there needs to be a clear answer, because there's no need to keep revisiting and asking for a motion that's already been motioned, that's already been seconded, that's already been voted on. These employees are ratified. There is a clear answer, and the clear answer is yes or no. Are they ratified and hired based on the vote decided on by the council?
In my opinion, yes.
Thank you.
it's just an opinion.
Yes, sir, you're correct, Mr. Brown.
Yes, it's just an opinion. So, I told you, I sign the checks, I do the payroll. So, you say what you want to hear, because I didn't call the vote, and I'm gonna act accordingly. So, I was just giving you one more chance to ratify these 3 people.
They've already
Oh,
been.
okay, well, they won't be on the payroll.
Okay.
So-
Can I ask a question?
If you're asking me,
Yeah, I'm gonna
Okay.
ask you.
okay.
If you won't sign a check, can Ms. Bradley sign?
No.
Why
only-
can't she?
Only if you read the charter, it
Only
says,
what?
only if I'm not around to do my job, period. For some reason I can't do my job. She's only the mayor pro tem in my absence.
Well, can we change this,
No.
Mr. Attorney?
Certainly the charter can be amended by the council, certainly.
But the charter has to go before the Georgia General Assembly.
No, sir, it doesn't.
The charter has to go before the Georgia
It
General
does
Assembly.
not, it does not.
And we'll try it.
Mr. Mayor, the charter was amended to provide that you are the mayor versus the chairman of the city commission. The Home Rule Act authorizes the mayor and council and the commission to amend the charter in certain ways. What they cannot do is change the form of government. Now, that would be something that would be required by the General Assembly. But minor things in the charter, such as who could sign checks, or some other things of that nature, would be things that could be amended by this body as a whole. So, but it's under the Home Rule Act.
Well, as I said, I do the payroll, so if you don't want to ratify them, then they won't be on the payroll. And we can go to the executive session. I'm done talking about it. If you don't want to do it.
Mr. Mayor,
Yes.
Ms. Hudson's already working. I mean, she's already working, and I mean, they need to be on payroll because the chief needs firefighters, and we citizens, we deserve that. We don't deserve to go home tonight and not have a full force of firefighters when they're here and ready to work and they're qualified. So and I'm not saying just you, but could the city council just tonight just ratify these 3 that are already here, and Ms. Hudson and the 2 that are here ready to start work, so that they know, so that they're not in the middle of this discussion, and then you all hash out about Mr. Waters. Could we do that so that these young men would at least know? I mean, I'm asking all the council.
Ms. Hall, we don't need to do that. Because
I know you
I'm
don't.
saying
I know
our
you
attorney-
don't.
I'm saying,
I mean,
and I
you
totally
said it.
understand what you're saying, but our attorney has already advised us that this is legally binding. There's no issue.
But if
There-
these young
there's-
men come to work, or Ms.
They're
Hudson,
gonna
they're
come
not
to
gonna
work,
get paid.
they'll come to work and they will be paid. They will come to work and they will be paid.
When do they
There is-
start to work?
And that's gonna be at the discretion of the chief. As of right now, as of this minute, as of the prior vote, they are hired and ratified employees of the city of Quitman. All 4 individuals are. Our attorney has advised us that it is a legally ratified vote, and that they are legally ratified according to our vote. There is no concern. I understand your concern because of some issues that have happened in the past, but I've sought legal counsel. I have taken recommendations on how to handle the situation according to Robert's Rules of Order, and we have voted tonight as a unified council, unanimously, that these individuals are ratified. And our attorney has just given us his legal recommendation that it is legal and they are hired, they are ratified, and they will be paid.
So when do they start to work? When did they start, Chief?
Well, our 30 clerks been here a couple of months.
That's what I'm saying. And she's not gonna be paid?
No,
Yes,
she's been paid.
Oh, she's already been paid?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So we've
She's
been
paid,
paying
her
her.
money's paid and held up.
I signed the checks.
But I mean, I know, and
Yes,
but
ma'am.
you've been paying her.
Yes, ma'am.
So why would you stop paying her?
There's no
He
stop.
brings up all of these kind of
There
things.
is no stop. There is no stop until the person.
Now, I'm not understanding. You
No,
said you've
they-
been paying her, but now you're
No, I didn't
saying.
say that. They said that.
But you haven't been paying her? She's been working without
Do
pay?
you
No.
wanna answer that question, Mrs. Hunt? It's up to you. I said, do you want to answer that question?
No, she don't.
That's not.
Yeah, so.
And we shouldn't involve the chief and put him on the spot and these young men. We shouldn't involve them in this, y'all.
I agree. Is there
We
a
should not.
motion to ratify these 3 personnel as I asked? Mr. Willigo.
I've been sitting there listening, and you asked a legit question. He said that's his opinion. You in charge of this meeting, and you asked a question about the 3 people, and all they had to say yes or no, and I don't see no problem in that. You're legally right.
That's your opinion.
No.
And he's an attorney.
Sorry.
Yes, sir.
I let you speak. Let him speak.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like it was stated, you asked the question, and you asked them about the 3 people, and all they had to say was nay or yay. And so you in charge of this meeting, and to me, look like some kind of conspiracy against the mayor, and I have a problem with that.
I guess we're just gonna have to get to this point, and I'm like Mr. Golden, I wanna go home too. But when we all left the meeting on Tuesday night because there wasn't a quorum, why didn't you just handle the city business in its entirety by yourself here? If you don't need anybody else, if you're the chief executive officer, you're the end-all be-all, why didn't you just handle all the business yourself? Why is Mr. Herring here still working? You recommended that he be fired. Why is Gerald still here working? Because you recommended that he be fired. So if you have the power to do everything in here and everything is at what you want, everything is at your interpretation, everything is what you determine it to be, then why don't you run this meeting by yourself? Because you don't have the power.
I don't have to answer your question because one, I didn't give you the floor. You're out of order.
That's one thing you must have.
So if
He's memorized.
You can call me out of order.
He's memorized.
you're out of order too. No sidebars around. And let me explain something to you. Let me explain something to
Are
you.
you talking to me?
You is a plural word, the council. Okay, you all keep saying this stuff and stating this stuff, but you're inconsistent. So, do you want to go into executive session? Because that's what I asked a couple of times. So we can do this. So we can do this termination, or do you all want to?
Are we just accepting the recommendation of termination? Because if they want to.
It says ratification in the charter. Do you need me to read it to you?
Gerald wants to speak.
If the vote to ratify the termination is gonna have to be made in an open meeting. We can't go into executive session. I mean, we can go into executive session and discuss it, but the vote has to be out in an open meeting.
I understand that. That's all you want to say?
Yes, sir.
Okay, well, I knew that. So, are we going in there to discuss this, or you all just
No discussion.
want to vote on it without any paperwork? It's just file the name. Because I know you have paperwork. So, I'm just saying, oh, go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, as we previously stated, that we are the appeal process to the termination. We do not need to know the details of the determination because then that makes all of us biased and we cannot make a, unbiased decision. So we need to accept the recommendation of the city manager through the fire chief and.
The appeals process is over. Am I correct, Mr.
The
Stevens?
appeal process with the city could possibly be
Okay.
over,
Yes.
but that doesn't relieve you from other courts as far as.
Right,
appeals.
so, but we won't be a part of that appeals process or the.
You certainly could be called in that.
Yes, but then there's only information, facts, knowledge and information. So, if you all are not gonna ratify this stuff, then
We're ready to ratify it. That's what, there's no need to go in executive session, is what we're saying. We're ready to ratify and accept we don't need the details. We're accepting the city manager and fire chief's opinion. And you know, we get to this point every time, and you know that you can get the details, and it's not till we get to the meeting that you ask for. We're all privy to all that information. So it's not that we should get it here and hope everybody's time is time that you can get everything you asked for. And it's been provided to you. Everything you've asked for.
you just told me yourself that we're not supposed to know the information.
But I'm talking about that particular issue, but anything else, you know, that you can ask for. Even Ms. Bonell, the newspaper has offered to
Okay,
give you.
okay, when did I get this?
Read that.
When did I get this,
Read through.
if you all want to adjourn, I'll call for a motion.
I thought
But
we were gonna
I'm just.
ratify determination.
Okay, well,
We need a motion
we're
to
gonna,
ratify
we're gonna,
determination.
we're gonna, I
Any
didn't call
motion?
the motion, I didn't call the motion, so don't speak out of turn, Mr. Spencer. Did I call the motion, Mr. Spencer?
You made a motion and.
Did I call, I asked you a yes or no legal question, you've been in court, I hope.
Oh, I know
So-
you're not about to take his advice. I know you're not about to take his
It's not advice, I'm
I
asking,
know you're not about to take his
did I
opinion.
call a motion?
I know you're not about to take
Did
his
I
opinion.
call a motion? Did I call a motion?
Mr. Mayor, I don't recall you saying
Okay.
the exact word. Well, let me finish. You asked me the question, now please. I don't recall you saying the exact words. I called for a motion, but I got the impression that, the floor was open. But again, you know, that's, not my decision.
So, could you put this in the minutes?
But she's not ratified, so is she gonna? So our minutes, or any of our minutes any good? She's not ratified.
Just as long as she doesn't sign it.
Okay.
So, if you would like to put in the minutes, that you could put down, no one was ratified for hiring, you could put the names if you want, and no one was ratified for the
Rudy,
termination.
you don't get to document things that aren't true.
I'm just writing it
Oh,
down.
okay.
Yes.
So you're saying these young men do not have jobs?
They were not ratified, they're not gonna be on the payroll.
I asked you a question.
They're
I'm
not
saying they
going
do
to
not
be.
have jobs because they need to look elsewhere now, I'm sure.
I said they're not ratified, they're not on the payroll.
Could somebody on the council please could we just put it aside?
Ms. Hall, they are ratified. I'm going
They're
to
ratified.
respectfully say
We
to
made
you,
that motion.
there's no need to question if they are. Ms. Hudson is a ratified employee of the city of Quitman. Both of the two firefighters that sit here before us tonight, welcome to the city of Quitman. I hope that you have all your paperwork filled out, and I look forward to seeing you in your uniforms and fighting fires as soon as your start date starts. And I will ask for you to be very friendly to the dispatchers because they're all my friends there at Brooks County Dispatch. And they are all ratified and hired, and the council has voted on it unanimously, and they are. There's no question of that. Our attorney has advised that there's no question of that. There's none. So you can go home tonight and know that you are safe.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second? Is there a second? Question? All in favor? Raise your hands. It's unanimous. Thank you.
Congratulations.
sitting there listening, and you asked a legit question. He said that's his opinion. You in charge of this meeting, and you asked a question about the three people, and all they had to say yes or no, and I don't see no problem in that. You're legally right.
That's your opinion.
No.
And he's an attorney.
Sorry.
Yes,
I
sir.
let you speak.
Let him speak.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like it was stated, you asked the question, and they should have, you asked them about the three people, and all they had to say was nay or yay. And so you in charge of this meeting, and to me it's like some kind of conspiracy against the mayor, and I have a problem with that because you in charge of the meeting, and in this meeting you more or less I have a problem with it. They try to override you. And our legal counsel said, and he said it kind of beautifully. He said, "This is my opinion." He didn't say, "Well, this written in stone." That's all I'm saying. And how the three people? And let me go home and watch. Let me go home and watch New Orleans. I don't miss my other show, and no problem with that. You said, well, table that you needed some more data, which I thought was legit. About the other person, you can hire him, but all you asked for, I need more data, and I can't see a problem in that. What I see here is some kind of conspiracy against the map. Now I have a problem with that. He said that's his opinion. You in charge of this meeting, and you asked a question about the three people, and all they had to say yes or no, and I don't see no problem in that. You're legally right.
That's your opinion.
No.
And he's an attorney.
Sorry.
So,
yes, sir.
I let you speak, let him speak.
Thank you. I appreciate that. Like it was stated, you asked the question, and they should have, you asked them about the three people. And all they had to say was nay or yay. And so you were in charge of this meeting. And to me, it's like some kind of conspiracy against the mayor. And I have a problem with that because you're in charge of the meeting. And in this meeting, you more or less, and I have a problem with it. They try to override you. And our legal counsel said, and he said it kind of beautifully. He said, "This is my opinion." He didn't say, "Well, this written in stone." That's all I'm saying. And how the three people? And let me go home and watch. New Orleans. I don't miss my other show, and no problem with that. You said, well, table that you needed some more data, which I thought was legit. About the other person, you can hire him, but all you asked for, I need more data, and I can't see a problem in that. What I see here is some kind of conspiracy against the mayor. Now I have a problem with that.